The BBC television presenter has revealed she has signed up to the assisted dying clinic after being diagnosed with terminal lung cancer in January. Now her daughter Rebecca Wilcox had said she is worried about being prosecuted if she supports her mother's decision. She says seeing her father die connected to tubes surrounded by nurses and beeping was painful and she doesn't want to remember her mum like that. Appearing on Talk TV's Crosstalk, Rebecca pleaded with authorities to not make this part of her life any harder. "If I said that, that's legally murky. Obviously in my head I never thought I would let her go alone to somewhere like that, but I'm a busy working mum, I can't leave my children to pop off to jail. Please, please don't make it worse for me by accusing me of murdering her," she says. Instead, Rebecca has backed a change in regulation in the UK for assisted dying, asking why it would be difficult to set up regulation. "The fact is only 3 people a year get prosecuted. But the actual process of going through a court case at what is the worst time of my life so far. I will have to live without her and please don't make it worse for me by accusing me of murdering her and making me go through what would be a terrifying legal process," she says. Earlier, speaking on Good Morning Britain, her daughter Rebecca revealed what her family thinks about the decision. She said, "My mother never makes a decision in complete isolation but doesn't care what anyone else thinks. It's horrific and she always promised us she would live forever and she is not one to break her promises, but this is her choice. I would want to ground her plane if she was going to Zurich, but it's her choice. She is absolutely correct. My late father didn't have a good death. It was horrific. His death replaced our memories of him for a very long time. That is what Mum wants to avoid." It comes after Esther, 83, said she did not know how long she had to live. Speaking on the Today podcast, she said, "I have joined Dignitas. I have in my brain thought, well, if the next scan says nothing's working I might buzz off to Zurich, but, you know, it puts my family and friends in a difficult position because they would want to go with me. And that means that the police might prosecute them. So we've got to do something. At the moment, it's not really working, is it?" Rebecca added, "When we got the diagnosis in January we never thought we'd have Christmas with her again, but here we are. She's coming here for Christmas. It's a joy and delight. I don't want her to die, but I want her to have the choice." Esther married the late BBC documentary maker Desmond Wilcox in 1977. They were together for 30 years until his death from heart disease in 2000. It has long been a topic of debate whether or not assisted dying should become legal in the UK. Dame Esther's comments are likely to inspire renewed discussion of the UK's ban on it. Esther is best known for presenting That's Life for 21 years from 1973 to 1994. The weekly show pulled in audiences of up to 20 million, ratings unmatched by almost anything on TV today. Esther fronted the series, which focused on funny items, consumer investigations and human interest stories, for 21 years, from 1973 until 1994. Founded in 1998, over 2,100 people have died with Dignitas help, in assisted suicides at home or at the Society's house near Zurich. The Swiss Society helps members with severe physical or mental illnesses, as well as the terminally ill, to end their own lives. Members who want an assisted death have to prove that they are of sound judgment, and have to be able to bring about their deaths themselves. They must submit a formal request, including a letter explaining why they want to die, and have their wishes approved by doctors who aren't part of the organization. British patients wishing to die have traveled to Switzerland to pay for an assisted death at one of Dignitas' rented apartments. Both euthanasia and assisted suicide are illegal in the UK, with euthanasia carrying a maximum penalty of life in jail. The only exception to this is passive euthanasia, which involves the withdrawal of treatment to extend someone's life, like a life support machine being turned off. In Switzerland, active euthanasia is also illegal, although it is not a crime to prescribe lethal drugs, provided the recipient takes an active role in taking them.